do you believe that most of the buildings or complex right now are very intelligent?
Yeah, I believe most of the building they are quite intelligent now.
Okay. If you given a chance to make a next gen, a more intelligent building, what you want the building to be able to perform?
So if you want to know more, let's Sembang AIoT.
Okay, hello. hello,
Hello.
hello. Very good afternoon, everyone. So today is a little bit special, actually every session also special lah. not only today lah. So today is special is because I'm away from the office. Yeah, I'm away from the office. But we still, I think we will still, we are not chicken out yet. We still want to Sembang with you. Let's Sembang AIoT today. So welcome to this Let's Sembang AIoT channel today. My name is Cecily.
Yeah, my name is 𝐓𝐶𝐚𝐲.
I hope the video is okay, because we were trying to get a hotspot here to be able to be stable in the Wi-Fi. Yeah, so I hope there is no jagged thing, going on or things that there is no hiccup here. I believe. Can you see me well? Okay, by the way.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, great. So, okay, let's come back to the question again. If you have a chance to build a new next gen building, what do you want the building to do?
Yeah, I think it should be a building that able to think, able to learn, and able to adapt to the new changes.
Just like a human brain, right? Yeah, to adapt just like a human can think, can adapt and can learn, right? Oh, okay. Okay, I think maybe you can't see me.
Yeah, now it's okay.
Oh, just now whatever I said is not appearing. It's not appearing to you. My gesture or not appearing to you.
Yeah, part of your voice is disappeared right here.
Oh, really? I see. Never mind. Let me tune a little bit. If let's say able to fit this one, I will try to tune a little bit. If this part will be okay, I think that will be the more efficient way for us to conduct this slide.
Yeah. Now
Okay.
so far, okay.
Yeah, okay. So thank you very much again for tuning in to this Let's Sembang AIoT session. Today is episode number 87, if I'm not mistaken. Is it 87?
Yeah, 87.
87, yeah. Okay. Thank you for tuning in or joining to watch us in this wonderful afternoon, evening. Yeah. So, okay. To start up with, of course, just now 𝐸𝐶𝐚𝐲 was talking about the building able to think, to be able to learn, and also to be able to adapt, just like a human being brain. That is the key actually coming up from this Gen AI and agentic AI. These are all related to that. Yeah. So I think it's not wrong. Yeah. Of course, right now Gen AI has come to some maturity state, and that allow you to do something because it's related to the NLP. It's understand human language. So that will make the building of a smart or intelligent building more interesting, where a building able to hear you. It can hear you. You want it to sing, it can sing for you. Is it able to sing for you? Yeah.
I think it's possible.
Okay, let's Sembang a little bit more. Of course, today 𝐸𝐶𝐚𝐲 has got some detailed thing that we want to discuss. We want to discuss about some more revenue generating kind of buildings compared to the more cost center. call center kind of a building, how can this technology like AI or IoT is able to help, or how can we move on from there? So, okay, without further ado, maybe you want to start up with some of your sharing.
Okay. So actually today our main topic is talking about the future of the smart building. So in the future, how the smart building will going to look like, and does all the existing building need to transform into a smart building or not? So before we go deep into it, first we need to understand that how many types of building we have now. So I do some study and then measure there are two types of building. So the first one is the revenue-driven building, and then the other one is the cost-center building. So the revenue-driven building is the building that, for example, the shopping mall, the hotel, or the office. So they are the building that can generate income for the building owner. And there's a lot of activity carried out inside. And then for the cost center building, it's like the school, the university, some community hall. So these are the, you can call it some facility that everyone need it, but it wouldn't generate extra income for the building owner. The income that they receive is just enough to maintain the building itself on it. So there are two types of building. So of course, when we want to transform these two types of building into the smart building, the first one, the revenue-driven building, of course, it wouldn't have any issue because itself already generates a lot of revenue. So it has the money to do this kind of AIoT transformation to become a smart building. But the other one, the cost center building, then we need to think about it. Does it work to invest the AIoT in this kind of building? Is it really necessary to do this thing or not? So this is our main discussion for today's topic.
Very interesting, Kenyong. Before you move on, let's discuss a little bit more. Of course, why we want to bring up this topic is because we have a series of discussion actually coming from, I think, for the past how many? Past 3 or 4, 3 or 4 series of this topic. We were talking about smart buildings and things like that. In fact, we have met some of the consultants, also many consultants. They were talking about digital twin about the building. I think we spoke about that before, right? About this digital twin in the buildings and things like that. Of course, we were talking about safety, comfort, and the security are the key three factor. So today we want to expand more. We want to expand this a little bit more because that usually will relate to the cost and things like that. So maybe we can move on from here.
Yeah, okay. So we move on to the next slide. Okay, so when the AIoT for the cost center building makes sense, so of course the first one is to able to help you to reduce the operational cost. So for example, the AIoT for the smart lighting and the energy management can cut the electricity bill. So this one is something good. So if let's say if every month your electricity bill is very high, or sometimes it's high, sometimes it's low, and then you don't know why, what is causing this. So this one is one of the way we can use the AI to cut down the electricity bill. And then the second one is we want to prevent some costly failure. So for example, the predictive maintenance for the hardware or your aircon, plumbing, the electrical system, or even if there's some leak in your building, sometimes it's important for us to do some predictive maintenance. Okay, and then the number third is the enhance the security and the safety. So same thing, we can use the AI to do the surveillance or some smart lock that use the fingerprint or using some apps to unlock. And then the fire detection are also very useful, even in the non-commercial space. And number 4 is improve the sustainability. So when we talk about sustainability, then we will link to the ESG again. So the AIoT can help to monitor and reduce the energy waste aligned with the ESG goal. So you need to start thinking about this thing. So if let's say your building is a cost center building, or even we call the religious center, also is a cost center building. So does this kind of building need to have the AIoT system or not? So it's depending on just now the 4 factors, whether you hit one of them or not, whether it's your operation cost is high or not. So we need to find a way that a place that we can do some optimization, usually in terms of the energy and your operational cost there.
Okay, so you were saying something about this cost-centered building, meaning, for example, church, mosque, temple.
Yes.
Okay.
So imagine this kind of building in the future, how they transform into a smart building.
Okay. So just now you also mentioned about a little bit more about how you, the first line, that is related to our main topic, AIoT. For those of you who has just heard about this term, basically AIoT is a fusion of the AI and IoT. Of course, in many occasions that we always talk about on this AIoT term is not only AI, not only IoT, but there's automation, or autonomous. Because everything about is right now is about autonomous, not so much on the individual, very isolated automation, but more on autonomous. That means different modules or different division or section is able to interact, in between that. That will make the whole thing more interesting as well. Okay, maybe you can proceed from here.
Okay, so we move to the next slide. Okay, then when I look deep into this topic, then I realized that how about those buildings at the rural area where the population is not very high? So for example, in this image, is a school in a rural area. So the student is over there also not very much compared to the city. So if a school in the city can maybe more than 1,000 of students inside, but in the rural area, maybe it's less than 50 students inside only. So if let's say you want to implement the AIoT in this kind of building, so does it work or not? So if we want to do it, how we are going to do it? So one of the examples is usually at the rural area, they're facing the problem to get the electricity. Usually, some of the places, they still use the diesel to run the generator to generate the electricity for their school. So in this case, we might be able to use the solar panel to generate the electricity. So this is a more environment-friendly way compared to you use the diesel to run the generator. So the other thing, what we can do is the leak detection sensor to avoid the water wastage. So maybe Mr. Lee can explain more how the leak detection sensor works.
Okay. Which sensor? I can't hear you just now.
Leak detection sensor.
Leak detection. Oh, okay. Of course, when we talk about leak, there are some sensors that relate to this kind of leaking thing. It can be sensed from a pressure. Can be sensed from pressure, of course. In terms of locality, even some kind of contact, closure kind of sensor also able to detect those leak because it's water. So right now there are plenty of this sort of sensor that allow you to do that. Of course, when you can see from a 2 point, when the pressure, you're supposed to maintain at a certain level of pressure, but one day this pressure start to drop or something like that. Yeah. So that will actually help you to find out, the leaking. In fact, that is not only happening to this kind of, you talk about this kind of leaking, in your house, there are many houses, sometimes your this is what called water bill, go out like anything, you don't know why, some of the people paying 30 ringgit per month or $30 per month, but you are paying $300 or 300 ringgit per month. So same thing, along the pipeline, maybe there are some leakage and things like that, that also cause.
So usually we install this kind of sensor at the main part at the entrance of the house there, right?
Yeah, main part there is a one maybe sensing point, and then along the way, how you want to track, you can put in a different. This is how most of the utility company they how they track. In fact, underground there are a lot of this pressure sensor. There are a lot of these pressure sensor that being transmitted using a very IoT way. I think not all of them are very IoT. So if you see some of the messaging like SMS, still are very largely in use. Even GPRS, some of the area go underground. Go to some rural area that you do not have 4G kind of coverage. They still rely on the GPRS kind of or 2G SMS type of equipment, to translate that. That is talking about bigger scale in a house. I don't think you are going to install this kind of sensor in your house But how you can detect is you close the outside, what they call, there's one stopcock that you can close. Yeah, you can close the valve. You can close the valve. And then no, not you are not closing the valve. You are closing the inner valve inside, maybe going to your, let's say you are having a few stories building. So from the bottom there, you close one part, and then you open, you turn on the valve in front. Then you can see whether, if let's say nobody using water, so does the meter still moving or not? If the meter still moving, that is a very primitive way of detecting whether there's a leaking or not.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that is very primitive.
Usually this kind of sensor is just for monitoring, so it doesn't have the capability to automatically cut off the water if there's some leakage happen.
Yeah, there is none but then that's why the autonomous part that we talk about, if let's say you can make those things autonomous, they can talk to each other, then you can actually tell the valve to automatically close it.
Okay, so we move. Okay, we have the last one. Okay, so the third one is the basic AI security system to prevent vandalism. This is something quite normal happen in the school, so where the vandalism usually happen. So we can have some basic AI security system that are able to do this kind of thing. But okay, in the rural area, we want to implement this kind of thing. Usually we need some very stable internet. Usually the connectivity also is another issue that we need to overcome. So we move into the next slide. Okay. So when the AIoT is not worth the investment, so the first one is if the building electricity use is already minimal. So if you are very sure that your building electricity bill is already at the minimum usage, so nothing can be optimized anymore, then don't do this thing. Don't invest in the AIoT. So it doesn't help you to do any improvement. So second one is if the structure doesn't have complex system that require automation. So for example, you have maybe a warehouse, a very small warehouse. Inside you just put in your store. You just keep something inside only, a very simple thing. So doesn't have any complex system. So just a door and some wall, that's it. So this kind of structure, you don't need to transform it become a smart building. So, and then the third one is if the maintenance costs are low and there is no major benefit in the predictive analytics. So let's say the equipment inside, the cost is very low. to repair is very low, then it's not worth for you to invest in AI to do the predictive maintenance for you. So the cost invest in the AI, it won't bring any benefit to you. At the end, the cost is more higher than the cost of repairing. So in this case, you doesn't need it. And then the last one is it requires some reliable internet. So usually at the rural area, it's very hard for you to get a very stable internet. But we still have other technology, for example, the LoRa, or even some areas that still have the SMS coverage, where you can use this kind of communication protocol to send out the data to do some control.
Okay, 𝐸𝐸𝐿, very well said. I have something to share about, just now you mentioned about the first one. What was the first one already? You were talking about some, if let's say you don't need to apply any technology. This actually on the energy side. So same thing right now. If let's say you want to install a solar panel, so just now you mentioned about this what they call the utility bill is so minimal, right?
Yeah.
Minimum, so actually you don't need to do so, because you know why? Because you save that. Actually you are not able to use the because the technology thing that you bring in, maybe will be much higher cost than, we talk about ROI lah. ROI, it take 20 years to gain back. Then doesn't make any sense lah. So a lot of things also actually at the end was it is actually bound to kept by this kind of ROI thing. Yeah. So for example, in those are for people who want to install solar. So the first thing, hey, what is your electricity bill? So you say, oh, you are spending maybe 200 per month. You want to install this one 40,000, maybe no 120,000. So you calculate lah. so you calculate how much time that you want to gain back the thing. So same thing lah, everything also bounds to that. Okay, yeah, that part I just want to add.
Okay. Okay, so this one is the alternative solution for the rural area that might not have the capability to install the full-scale AIoT system. So what they can do is, okay, so for example, some standalone smart device. So instead of the full AI integration, you can use some more affordable standalone smart thermostat or solar panel monitor, or even some motion sensor, a very simple motion sensor, some PIR sensor, already can provide you some kind of security. So this one, so sometimes we not necessarily must use AI-based surveillance system or surveillance camera. So maybe you use IoT things like very simple PIR sensor. Yeah, it can serve the purpose already. So the second one is if you, let's say you have some budget, so you can invest on some low power edge AI. So instead of you using the cloud-based AI, so usually the cloud-based AI require you to have the monthly subscription or annual subscription. So that one, and it also requires the stable internet. And then the internet also is another cost for you. So why don't you can use some edge AI, so which means a local AI running on a low power device. So for example, our SMTech TV board, so over here, so this one is a very low power device where you can run some AI inside. So we use this one, connect to a USB camera, and then it can do some very simple AI, some object detection. Okay. So this is one of the examples.
When you bring this one out, when you bring this up, 𝐸𝐸𝐿, that make me recall that our very first or second Sembang AIoT session, this TV was brought into our this live session. The live session. I still remember that we built two things inside. One of them is related to analog meter reading.
Yes.
very tiny system that Edge AI able to do on using Edge AI to do some meter reading. The other part also, I think you demonstrated some abnormally detection on some data also. Is it
Yeah.
using this one? Yeah, similar lah, similar. So that can be also in the consideration. Let's say these are the more cost efficient, more affordable type of Edge AI that you can use. So Edge AI in this case, we don't only talk about vision, computer vision. We are talking about some machine learning,
Yeah.
data analytics stuff. That can be also implemented using this sort of concept. Yeah. Okay. It's a good memory lah. Yeah, our our very first or second live session, the video or the image that you see all the balik all the balik, and then okay.
Yeah, okay. So the number third is the LoRaWAN network. So since the internet access may be limited, so the rural building can use the LoRa-based sensor to send the data over the long distance with low power. So I think our last few previous session, we also talked about the LoRa, right?
For those of you who just heard about this LoRaWAN is one of the IoT communication protocol, which is very practical. It's widely used in China. In China, it's widely used, and then it's covered different band. Yeah. So in Malaysia or in Southeast Asia or in Australia, Asia Pacific, maybe we are running on this 923 band. Like for example, in Malaysia, we are running on 915 megahertz. For those of you who just heard this part, this wireless technology is very useful because it's of its low power and low bandwidth. So low bandwidth meaning it will be able to bring you low power lah. So low power that allow you to do in a very battery operated type of sensor that you can build from there. Yeah. So in terms of sensing wise, how many sensors we have right now in our showroom?
We have around 5 or 6, quite a lot.
Different type, right?
Yeah, we have
previously in the very early days, we have this more fire alarm type of sensor, smoke detector, door closure sensors. And then these things are quite powerful. You can transmit quite far away, 1 or 2 kilometers away, or things like that. Depending on how you play around with it, how you fix that or install that. And we also have tilting sensor. Yeah, tilting sensor. We also have carbon dioxide. In the previous thing we talked about carbon dioxide, the air quality, things like that. Yeah. So what is that related to this topic? Can just now you were talking about LoRaWAN for this one for what?
Yeah, this one is when we want to implement the AIoT, so we need to send out the data. But at the rural area, usually we don't have the stable internet. So maybe using the LoRa is an alternative way to do it.
Yeah. Just like what we did lah. LoRa all connect to one of the gateway. Then gateway use 4G, 4G or 5G. But rural area don't have 5G right now. Maybe 4G. Yeah, a lot of places got 5G already lah. Okay, we can move on.
Okay. Yeah, I think this one is our last slide already. Actually, you have anything want to add on?
Oh, okay. Usually, when our crew has got some problem of putting up the slide, then we have to we have to talk a little bit of nonsense. No lah, not nonsense lah. We never we never intend to talk any nonsense to you. But then I think very important question later on. You know, how can we conclude this one when we say the Gen AI, agentic AI, able to bring you a more adaptable, more type of learn or thing, you know, like human being kind of a thing. How can that be later on? Maybe you can think about it. How to share with our audience? I think that part. So it's a slide really.
No, that one is our last slide.
Oh, that you have a last slide, is it? Okay.
No, that one already last.
Oh, that one already last. Oh, okay. Okay. I thought we are still waiting for another slide. Okay. What do you think about that? Maybe we can discuss with the audience. And for some of you who has just joined us in this Jom Let's Sembang AIoT, I hope you can also Jom, Let's Sembang together with us. We want your input, we want your comment. If you have any comment, just type to us. You are always welcome. Any idea of a slot? Because you see, we from day one until now we have started. We have spoken. We have done this episode number 87. Yeah, so throughout more than 1.5 years. So that actually cover quite a huge quite a huge amount of different set. But what we are thinking is that because we see this part is very relevant because we do share some of the latest update. For example, the last few sessions we slot in the DeepSeek, and then we also demonstrated the DeepSeek on-premise DeepSeek LLM running live to you. We also pick up some 𝐓𝐴𝐚𝐽 stuff, to show it to you. These are the hot topic people discuss, but people they never show it to you. This is, I think, we are the few first or second people who just show that to you. So I hope you enjoy. Most important thing, maybe we come back to the question again. What is your conclusion about Gen AI? And how Gen AI or this agentic AI able to fit into the building of smart, intelligent, complex building and so on?
Yeah, I think for current technology, it's still not very practical to implement this Gen AI into a smart building yet. The technology haven't reached that stage yet. But I think in the future, it have the capability to do it, but it will need a lot of computing power to do it because inside a building, there's a lot of people inside. So if you want to make it able to learn, to think and adapt to everyone, it's not an easy job to do it. But I believe in the future, there's some technology able to do this thing.
Okay, I agree about this technology part, especially on the agentic AI side. Maybe it's not so matured yet, but I think things will be picking up very fast, very fast, the very fast pace. That's why earlier on when we talk about this Sembang AIoT, you say what are the next thing to talk about? Actually, if let's say you want to follow the current trend of the technology, because every day also got new thing coming up. So actually, let's say we do 1 week once, actually is consider too little already because you have more thing to share. But which area that you want to cover? Yeah. So of course, I'm thinking this way. Let's say for a building to be able to be able to think, to be able to adapt or to be able to learn, I think the very first thing that they have to consider about that is the energy part, and the sustainability part. Yeah, sustainability part. Why I say so is because, of course, throughout the implementation of this set of technology into the building, that you have ROI. Yeah, you can have saving. You can make you are able to meet those carbon net zero policy that most of the country is doing. Yeah, so that is another part. So yeah, and also it is more achievable. It's more achievable. You know why more achievable? Because most of the building right now they already having this set of if it's this called optimization in terms of energy usage, especially to handling the hatchback part. Hatchback is those chiller controls, air condition. You know, those are high energy consumption thing, and also lighting. This part is already there. Yeah, it's already there. So in order to adapt or in order to learn, you need data. Okay, you need data. So that's where the industrial IoT or IoT able to come in to fit this set of data set, so that the AI is able to do a bit of prediction. Plus, let's say Gen AI come in, you can do some learning. You can learn, and then you can adapt. Then throughout the year, for those building, they are in the fall season, or maybe in the summer. Hope like we live in this what they call the summer whole year one. You are able to tune to certain part when the raining season, based on people, how many people they can tune to some energy usage that they can tune. So I think that require a lot of this Gen AI in the whole the Gen AI or this what you call agentic AI to play a part. So that is my conclusion. That's my conclusion. But I think yeah, what Kenan say is also true. Some of them is not up to a practical stage yet. So is there any more thing?
Yeah, no.
No more. Yeah. So I wish everyone good weekend. Thank you for tuning in. Please do also after watching send us some comment, because your comment make more meaningful for us to move forward. So that we can tune to things that you would like to hear. Okay, with that, we'll just end today's session. I'm going to catch a flight later on, so I will see you in the next session. Bye bye.
Okay, bye bye.